Hello, and welcome back to Kenner Korner. Oh, it looks like we just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I'm going to wait for people to come into today's stream before I read this letter. As you can see, my production studio is collapsing. I'll fire whoever that is later. Welcome, everyone. Oh my God, everyone joined. Hello, and welcome to Kenner Korner. If you missed it, we just got a letter. Couple announcements I'd like to make for today. Tomorrow is Jessie Ball's birthday. So everyone down in the comments, wish her a very happy early birthday. And I'd like to thank our sponsors, excuse me while I try to speak English. Vintage Toy Division, Gonk Toys, and the Vintage Star Wars Club. Welcome, everyone. What's up, Nate? Everyone, thank you for joining. I'm going to wait for... I don't know if he's already here. I think he is. I'm excited to talk to tonight's guest, Jedi Toy Masters. I've seen his awesome collection. And as well, he's been training his Padawans in the art of toy collecting. So let's not let him or anyone else wait any longer. So let's invite him into the stream. And the Jedi Master himself, Maurice. Let's see if he's in here. Oh, he didn't. Oh, wait. There he is. Wait, let me make sure I chose the right person. Hey, welcome, everyone. You're welcome, Jesse. Now I'm going to go to my desk of everything while we wait. Hey!
What's up?
I love that. See, the black ties only tonight.
Yes. I literally just threw it on right now. As I was listening to you, I was trying to remind myself how to tie a tie.
I have my producers do that for me.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I'm not there yet. I don't have that type of budget anymore. I had to, run out and get my own tie and put it on. I had to do my own makeup. It's horrible over here.
Oh man, I'll send my people.
Yeah, you guys on the West Coast, man, you're at the lap of luxury over there. Here on the East Coast, we gotta work hard. We gotta hustle.
Yeah, right. No, but first of all, thank you for being on so late. I know, isn't it like 9-10 o'clock over there for you?
Yeah, it's actually 10. It's 10 here. So
Oh my God. Well, I want to thank you for agreeing to this time and everything.
No, man. I am honored, man. This is so cool. I love that you're doing this. I've been watching since the beginning, and it's really cool that there's been this like little community that's being built, and the fact that we all have never met, but yet we're all part of this community is really cool.
Oh no, exactly. Yeah. I totally agree. I love the Star Wars community, especially like this entire community that we're all a part of right now, and everyone who's tuning in. Actually, before we get started tonight, for myself, I see you're wearing your merchandise, which you can go check out. And where can we check out?
Yes, we got the shirt. The hat. I don't have a hat. A way to do the hat. I actually did this hat myself. I have these patches that I'm gonna try to figure out how I can put them out there. I think I'm gonna do like an Etsy store or something for the patches, and I need to find out how to get the hats made. But you can do the shirts. I have shirts, and you go to the TeePublic link in my bio. You can get the shirt, the sweatshirt, all that cool stuff.
Very cool. I like the hat a lot and the shirt. I have to get some stickers. I have a bunch of the Star Wars Club's stickers from everyone who makes them. But also, I'm actually here to also announce something that I've been working on, and then the entire Kenner Korner production crew has been working on. I'd like to introduce the upcoming, let's get this open. Wait. Kenner Corner T-shirt.
That's awesome.
This is just the prototype right now. So here we'll take the tie off right now.
That thing looks like it can double as a bulletproof vest, man. That's like your
my shirt. Now here we'll fix myself up. I was gonna wait till end of stream, but I couldn't. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Kenner Korner.
Orc Renka.
Ah, is that in that's in Huttese?
Yeah, it is exactly.
Okay.
No, so I'm working on the official T-shirts. This is just the prototype.
Nice.
So these are coming very soon.
Very, very cool. I love it.
I couldn't wait. I've been waiting all week. I wanted to talk to you, and then the shirt came up, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be an awesome stream.
Let's do it. Just do it, man. You can't hold back.
Yes, indeed. And yet again, I just want to thank you for coming in so late on the East Coast.
You know, I know it's not a problem. I mean, I've been staying up late Fridays watching you and watching, Vintage Star Wars Club, and I see Romeo's on there. You know, I love watching all you guys. So this is cool. And besides, Friday night, me and the Jedi Toy Masters, we do pizza and a movie, and then the young Padawans, they got to go to bed because they need their Jedi sleep.
Exactly.
In order to be one with the Force, and then I get to kind of hang out for a little bit, and then do something cool like this.
That's awesome. I like that schedule. Pizza and a movie.
Yeah.
Stuff. But oh my God, I don't know where to.
And by the way, I know sometimes Vintage Star Wars Club, they get sponsored by Perrier, but I just want to let you guys know our sponsor here tonight is Pellegrino water. So we got the Pellegrino water here. I'm just going to open that up. And we don't drink out of the bottle. Here on the East Coast, we're a little bit too fancy. So we're going to do the nice glass.
See.
Cheers.
And then also the Kenner Corner sponsor is what was this? San Pellegrino.
Nice.
I'm addicted to this drink. It's actually really good. It's made from like fresh fruits and everything. I think so is that. I love those kind of drinks. But to kick things off, this is the default question for everyone who comes on Kenner Corner. What got you into Star Wars?
Oh man. Okay. All right. I've talked about this in a couple of the episodes. I do a podcast called Star Wars Card Talk. And it's basically just an excuse for me to talk Star Wars by myself in the car, and I just record it. So I put it out there. But I've shared this because it's always cool to talk about, how you get into Star Wars, because it's kind of like it's our into the community. Like, this is how this love became a love. I mean, as a kid, see, I have this here on purpose because as a kid, my first love, admittedly, was G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe was my first love. Which, it's a little controversial to talk about that here on this show, but.
Hey, no, here at Kenner Corner, we support all of the famous and infamous brands from those times.
So, thank you. So, yeah, my introduction to Star Wars was stumbling onto The Empire Strikes Back on cable. I had older cousins that had the Darth Vader figure case, and they had it filled with figures. But we were G.I. Joe guys. Like we would go. I'd come over and we'd play G.I. Joe. They had G.I. Joes. I had G.I. Joes. And then all of a sudden I saw this like Darth Vader thing full of figures. And I'm like, what is that? And they kind of in a way introduced Star Wars to me. And then ironically enough, around that same time, The Empire Strikes Back was on cable. I think HBO, like constantly. And so I watched The Empire Strikes Back forwards and backwards. I don't know for how long. I was maybe 5 or 6. and I was obsessed. And yes, Dope Weekends, G.I. Joe, coolest cartoon ever. Yes, coolest cartoon ever.
I've yet to see.
So I watched Empire, and then I wanted to know what happens next. And it just so happened that then Return of the Jedi came out on tape, and my local video store had it. So my dad rented it for me. And I just remember, I think it was like a Friday night or something. I went in my room and I sat on my bed with my milk and cookies, and I popped that tape in my gigantic VCR where you would pop it in and then push it down and then press down the play button. And my TV was like this big, and the VCR was like the size of my room. And I just sat there and watched Return of the Jedi for the first time, having watched Empire so many times that I knew that story so well, and then to see the next chapter. So I watched Empire, Return of the Jedi, and then I went back and watched A New Hope's, or the original Star Wars, so to me, Star Wars, the original Star Wars, to me, that was the prequel to me.
Right.
It was an interesting way of being introduced to Star Wars. And then as far as the toys, toys were kind of like disappearing from stores by the time I got into Star Wars. I just remember going to one like discount store as a kid called Odd Job. It was a weird name for a store. To this day, I'm like, why would you name a store Odd Job? Imagine working there. But anyway,
I have an odd job.
Yeah, like I work at Odd Job. Yeah, okay. And I just remember walking into that store, and in their toy section, they had like an end cap full of these like the random whatever was left over Star Wars figures. And I begged my dad to buy me some, and he did. So I have some of them here.
Oh, how cool.
So
I like your setup, by the way. It's really
thank
cool.
you. You know, I did this for you. I did this,
oh my gosh.
This is for you. So for tonight.
I mean, look, to be honest, I think that looks amazing. I love it.
If I were to zoom out, you would see like my laundry and all the stuff that I have set up. But this little corner right here is for us.
That's somewhat me too. I have like some stuff here and there.
It's the magic of television.
Yes.
So this is my original Vader.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now don't yell at me, guys. All the fans on here, don't yell at me. But this is not an original cape. I don't know what happened to my original cape. I played with my toys, so they got destroyed.
Exactly.
And somebody here in the toy community, right here on Instagram, last year sent me this little repro saber that's actually kind of like translucent.
Oh, that's cool, actually. I like that's pretty cool.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So I have him on here. He's not on a gonk stand. As you can see, this is the crappy stand that you have to put tape on in order for them to stay. So I will be picking up some gonk stands soon. So that's my original Vader.
That's awesome.
And then as far as the other ones that I picked up that day, that fateful day, so many years ago, I picked up this guy, which I always forget his name.
Oh, Squid Head.
Yes.
Squid Face, whatever.
Yes. And unfortunately I did lose his nice little, fleece, cape that he came with.
Well, now
so again,
the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I can just put like a JCPenney sweater on him.
Yeah.
And that'll work.
Perfect.
And then, of course, this guy.
Oh.
So remember that by the time these toys were wrapping up their run, it was after Return of the Jedi. So you had a lot of Return of the Jedi figures, and then of course this one I'm very fond of because this one rolled around with me a lot. You know, this guy. You know, this is my actual from my childhood. This guy. And that's it. All the other ones I've picked up every now here and there. I've been gifted a few. People have been really generous. One thing I will say is since starting this account here on Instagram and starting, Jedi Toy Masters, the people that we've met on here have been so generous and so kind. And even, Vintage Star Wars Club, they've been so generous. Romeo has sent us stuff, and so many other people have sent us stuff, and my boys have been so excited and thrilled. And it's such a loving community. And the Star Wars community is probably one of the most kind, loving communities. It's the toy community, especially. Yes, hashtag toy community, Jesse.
Yes, I would 100% agree with that. I like you said with the cape and the saber. By the way, I actually really like that saber. I've seen those online. I've been tempted to actually have a Vader that doesn't have a lightsaber. I picked another one up from one of the official Gonk Toys and Vintage Star Wars Club shop, Kelly's Toy Stop. If you ever come to California, I recommend that place. Not just because that's where everyone a lot of people shop in the Vintage Star Wars Club who's in California, but it's actually a really fun and chill place just to kind of putz around. And they have G.I. Joes.
I'm dying to go to. I've never been to the West Coast, and if it wasn't for this this thing that happened, I would have loved to have done a little trip out there, even just for a weekend, just to meet as many of you guys as possible and hit up a lot of those places that you guys hit up and just enjoy what you guys have to offer out there.
And I'm sure you have some awesome ones too that might have even better stuff than the one down the street from me, because mine never has Kenner now. From here, I'm in New York, and there's a toy show that happens once a month in New Jersey, just one state over, so it's not that far. And then about twice a year they do a big toy show, New Jersey Toy Con, and that's been the one that I've gone to the most with my boys. And you meet a lot of collectors, a lot of people out there, and you see a lot of vintage stuff. But it's hit or miss, like anything else. You see a lot of modern stuff, a lot of vintage stuff, but it's hit or miss. It depends on the vendors, and some people don't take Kenner cash, so you got to deal with that. No, not even Kenner credit.
Since the fall of the Empire, a lot of these credits aren't valid anymore.
No, sadly, no. But oh my gosh, no, that's awesome. I love the story. And actually, funnily enough, when you're talking about the generosity of everyone in the Star Wars community and the Vintage Star Wars Club and everything, funnily enough, up above me, this isn't from head up, is it's taller. My display is a little bit taller than me. And I actually have from Romeo, when he got a replacement, he gave me his C-3PO and Darth Vader figure cases. And if I knew your story, I actually would have taken the Vader case and put it right here.
Oh, yeah. I actually picked one up. It was a few months before, the pandemic hit. Right. I actually found somebody on Craigslist that was selling one. And she was local. So I met up and I picked up the Darth Vader case, and it was in such great shape that for a second I thought, is this real? Right. But surely enough, it was the real deal. And I would have it down here, but I have most of our stuff we have a little playroom upstairs, and I have shelves up there, and I've posted pictures and stuff of our little playroom upstairs, but I have it up there, and it's filled with, it has some figures inside that we keep. And my boys are into a lot of the modern stuff too. They love Clone Wars, and we've been picking up a lot of loose Clone Wars over the last couple of years. So they love playing, and we put up, do little battles on the floor with all the clones and all that stuff. So they love that.
That's super, super cool. One person just said hi. What's up, Casey? I actually just saw for a minute. I'm sorry that I haven't gotten to this. To whoever just asked the question. See, I put my hand in I'm still here. Let me see. Somebody just asked a couple questions.
Yeah, somebody said, come to Florida while Disney World is open. Yeah, my brother-in-law just came back from Disney.
Actually, one of my friends is there. He FaceTimed me.
But I'm kind of waiting. I'm waiting until kind of things open a little bit more to normal.
No, yeah.
I feel like right now there's just all this like half capacity stuff and all this like all these regulations. It's just, it takes the fun out of it. I want to go to Galaxy's Edge and walk around the way I would in the Star Wars universe. You know, I don't want to walk around like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You know.
No, but technically, if they let cosplay, then you could go with Darth Vader.
That's true. Or the Mandalorian. I could just go.
Right?
We can all just have Mandalorian helmets on, and then we'll be fine.
Here, let me see. Here, Jesse asked this question. What brought you on your son's recent love, G.I. Joe? Oh, that's right.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, we for like the last week or two, we've been on kind of like a little sidebar, if you will, with G.I. Joe. My sons, they're I don't know, I can't remember when, but at some point they asked me what G.I. Joe was, and I started showing them a little bit the cartoons, and they were kind of into it and kind of not into it. You know, it's not the same. Like the cartoon is definitely aged.
Oh.
If you watch it now, you're just like, all right, you know. For me, who grew up on it, I eat it up. But like for kids now that have all these other types of cartoons, you know. But anyway, I had a little case with some of the figures that survived the Purge when I was a kid, because my parents basically like gave away all my Joes as a kid.
Oh, no.
And yes, it was very, very, very sad. But in any event, there were some that survived, and I kept them. And so I brought it out, and they started playing with them, and I'm like, all right, that's cool, yeah. So then they kind of forgot about it, and about a week or two ago, they just were like, they woke up one Saturday and they were all about G.I. Joe, and they're like, Dad, let's watch G.I. Joe and let's play G.I. Joe. So I put it on. You know, Hasbro has like the G.I. Joe cartoon on 24/7 on their YouTube channel, like,
oh, do they really?
as like a live stream. So I literally just put it on, and we sat on the floor with all the loose Joes that I have, and some of them are I have a few that were older, and some are from like the later runs, like in the early 90s.
Right.
And which to me, those are kind of modern, even though like early 90s, that's like vintage at this point. But yeah, they loved it. So they've been like loving Joes now. So they're always asking me, you know, oh man, like, why didn't my grandma and grandpa get rid of all your G.I. Joes, Dad?
Yeah, right. Pretty much.
Yeah. So this actually, I was able to pick this guy up at Walmart online. This is kind of like a reproduction of the original, which I just think it's cool because they kind of redid the box and everything. So I picked this guy up, and they opened it today, and they were playing with it, and so yeah, so we're still Jedi Toy Masters, but man, you know, G.I. Joe, it was such a part of my childhood that it's just another cool thing that I get to share with them, because like literally Star Wars and G.I. Joe are the things that I geeked out to as a kid, and now that I get to do that with my boys, it's just so cool.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that a lot. But also, that's actually really cool. A really funny story. Actually, I usually go like before pre-pandemic, I used to go like Goodwill and stuff and go toy hunting. And because, you know, other people are like, I just found this Millennium Falcon. And I'd be like, okay, one day I'm just going to luck out. And I didn't know I lucked out, and I left it behind. It was actually an original one of those, the vehicle. And it was just missing the turret. And I was like, I could have bought that. It was like $2. I'll forever regret it.
Oh, I have one of those stories too. About three or 4 years ago, I think, maybe 3 years ago, my sister-in-law was working at a consignment, like this like big flea market consignment sale or whatever. And I told her, I'm like, if you see anything that's Star Wars, let me know.
Right.
And so she was like, yeah, there's actually a little section. There's some Star Wars stuff. I just don't know. And she didn't have a cell phone to take a picture and send me. So I went, and they had the, which I have upstairs, the huge, like I think it was from like 2001, the big AT, the big AT-AT.
Oh, wow.
That came out, the Legacy Collection AT-AT. So
that's a beautiful collection of
Oh, that thing is beautiful, and that's like one of I remember seeing pictures of that thing, the vintage one, and then when that one came out, I just remember thinking, oh man, that is so cool, and so I bought it, and I was so excited. Now the thing that I'm kicking myself about over is that they also had the Legacy Collection, the Jango Fett Slave One, which is pretty big. It's almost similar in size to I think Tony did a live stream last week of the Vintage Collection Slave One.
That one's really nice. I want to get
and that's really, really nice. And this one was, I think, like maybe just a little, like a hair step down from that one, because it was from like when the prequels were out. But it was a pretty big ship, and I think it was missing one little part, like maybe like a wing or something. And I just remember thinking, I was so excited about the AT-AT that I just was like, I don't need that. And it was like $11. and to this day, I'm just like, why didn't I just pick that one up too? But yeah, that's you live and you learn.
Exactly. That I've definitely lived and learned in the collecting universe of things. But no. Oh my god, yeah, I've definitely had those where you go, oh, I should have bought that, shouldn't I? But
yeah,
another one of those stories is, funnily enough, I went to one of my local antique stores, and they had the Black Series, the TIE Fighter, the big from 2015.
Yeah.
It looks like a store display from 1977.
It's huge, yeah.
I have that, and I was so excited. I walked around with it, and I bought it, and it was only like $45, or I think it was cheaper than that, like $20, I think it was actually, when it's like $100 or something. And I made every shop owner nervous because I refused to put it in the car. I was walking around the tight, what is it, like aisles and stuff. I'm going, I was like, they're like finessing, like, oh, come on, it can fit. Okay, we got it, I carried that around for like 3 hours. I'm like, I'm not putting it down.
You know what it is? It's I think part of the allure of these things is that when you see something in like a minty box, and just when the packaging is so beautiful, like even this thing. I mean, this is like a redo of what it actually looked like. But I remember being a kid and going to Toys R Us, and it was like an entire wall, an entire aisle of just G.I. Joe vehicles and figures, and the pegs were just filled with Joes. And like, I could only imagine. I was too young to when Star Wars, the Kenner Star Wars was like that.
Right.
You see those photos online where you see like these aisles just filled with Kenner. And now I remember seeing aisles filled with these beautiful boxes with all this beautiful artwork, and like, so to see this again is just really, really cool. I mean, growing up, there was Toys R Us, and then there was KB Toys.
Oh, yeah.
And here in New York, there was another store called Child World, which was kind of like a bootleg version of Toys R Us, but it was equally huge. And I just remember like just seeing these aisles. Like now, you go to a Target or a Walmart, and it's just like one little section is G.I. Joe, or one little section is Star Wars, and it's just like empty pegs. And so I could just imagine when you saw that TIE Fighter in that beautiful minty large box, you just you can't help yourself.
Yeah. No, it's funny when you mentioned Child World. I was too late to go there, but I remember it from the Toys That Made Us, because there was some story with Child World in the Kenner Star Wars collection.
Yeah, I think it was on the show. Yeah, something.
No, but let's see. Let's check the official homemade Kenner cards.
Oh man!
It's actually, it blends in with my shirt now, so I have to get it there. But hold on, no reason to look down. No, who or what is your favorite Star Wars character? Like what creature or like character? Like who is it? What?
That's a tough one. That's like one of those questions that you hear a lot, like being asked, and I never have. I feel like I never have an answer for it. I mean, you can go like cliche and just say, oh well, my favorite character is Luke, or my favorite character is Han. Like the main ones. But like I'm trying to think like growing up, like what was a character that really stood out to me? I mean, I guess it depends on like what time of my life. You know, I think I watched Empire so much that obviously Luke from Empire was like my favorite character. But there was a hot minute there where I was really into like C-3PO, like, you know, the fact that, you know, cause he gets like blown up into bits in that movie. And like, you know, you just felt you felt so sorry for him. And then you got Chewie putting him together and his head's backwards. And I just thought that was so like cool that, you know, like, wow, like, you know, he's like apart, you know, and you can put him back together and all that. And then obviously like R2 is so cool in that movie. You know, he's such a character. He's such a like integral part of the story. So, I mean,
I agree.
But like, as far as like the not so popular characters, what character stands out to me, when I was a kid? I don't know. I got to think about that one. I gotta maybe look around here. Well, you know what? I've always been fascinated with different types of stormtroopers. Like I think that's more my thing now. Like I think now I've grown to really be intrigued with all the different types of troopers that they have. You know, like in Empire, you had the snow troopers, you had the AT-AT driver, you had the regular stormtrooper. You know, and then in return, you had the scout, the scout troopers, and then you had the TIE fighter pilots, and you had the Death Star troopers. I mean, there's like, there's like so many different types of troopers. I think that's my thing. My brother picked this guy up for me, and this is kind of like a new type of trooper. This is the mountain trooper.
Oh, wait, do I have him? Oh, I do. I didn't know I had him. I forgot.
Yeah, like I think my favorite stormtrooper was from Rogue One, the Scarif, the Sand Trooper.
I didn't get those, but I really liked them.
And I had the Black Series one. Like I bought the Black Series one, and then I was like, oh, well, if I get the Black Series one, I got to have the Death Trooper too. And then I was like, all right, I'll get the Death Trooper. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to go with this Rogue One theme, I should have the Stormtrooper too. So then it's got to start. And before I knew it, I started collecting Black Series. And then I was like, no, I got to stop this. I got to stop this. And I started selling my stuff off again, and I basically broke even. And I kind of regretted it because I really liked that the Sand Trooper, the Scarif Trooper. But this Mountain Trooper is very similar. Yeah. And I really dig the helmet. Like I really like that.
It's a different looking helmet. It's very fine.
It's really so I think this is like my new favorite trooper right now. Even though I've never seen him in action. What is this? It's like a Galaxy's Edge Outpost exclusive or whatever. Yeah. But I think that's my favorite trooper right now.
No, I would agree with that actually.
You know, I like going upstate. I like the mountains. So he's a mountain trooper. Yeah. I dig that.
See, and the thing you do is when you go up to the mountains, you take him with you. You take him out and you sit him in the front seat with the little seatbelt over my Buzz in Toy Story.
Yeah, and he tells me where to go. He's the expert. You know.
He goes, no, I went that way last time. It's 5 minutes faster.
But I gotta say though, the Snow Trooper is actually really cool too.
Yeah, you know, I actually don't have him in my collection.
I found this one at the last time I went to the New Jersey Toy Con, and this one I was pretty happy because he's pretty white. You know, he's not that discolored. He's missing the little skirt thing, which I'd love to get that little skirt thing.
I don't know how that goes on though. It would be weird.
It look, from what I understand, and actually there's a website. There's a guy. I think I don't know if people are. I know there's a lot of anti-repro people, but I'm kind of neutral. I'm Switzerland when it comes to the repro stuff. But there's a guy called Toy Polloi, and he actually has like a template that you can print out and actually cut it out of like white vinyl. And I think there's like these little hooks on the side that you could they like attach to these little hooks, and it just kind of goes around him. So I think I might do that because I mean, I'm not really, for me, as long as it looks good, I don't mind.
No, I agree. Now I have a collecting tip. When when I was the way I got all my stormtroopers, I needed them for a science project. And when you're not trying to find one mint, you find them mint and some rare ones too. I bought from one of the guys. I think he's actually in this stream today. C Twins or CT Wins something. I bought a couple things from him, and and I got like four or five of them, and they're really nice and like white, and they're really close to being mint. And I'm like, I can't destroy these. And I didn't. I was like, they're in my Death Star and stuff. And actually, my favorite stormtrooper I bought from him is actually this one. Here, wait, I'll grab it out of my collection. I put him in my Hoth base. He took a stormtrooper and he custom cut a Darth Vader cape.
Oh, that's cool.
And then put on a Hoth pack, this is actually the cleanest Hoth pack I've ever seen.
That is really cool. I don't think I've ever seen that Hoth pack.
Yeah, no, I actually have a couple. I have a couple.
That is really, really cool. I like that.
I put that one on what was it, the Ugnaught, to make him look like Queel.
Yeah. So Jessie on here, she says Me Customs is pretty good at that stuff too.
Oh, interesting.
Coach says Toy Polloy is an awesome guy. Yeah, I heard great things about Toy Polloy. I found out about Toy Polloy from Retro Blasting. Michael French over at Retro Blasting. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
If you follow him, I love that guy's content is great. I love he's so thorough and knowledgeable about all the vintage stuff. I love it.
I actually took apart my one of my transports, trying to fix it, to that video, to one of his fixing the taking the part and everything. So
yeah, no,
that's really cool. So let me check up with my questions here.
Coach Evans on here. He gave me a bunch of like no-nos with the repro talk. Coach Evans is very sensitive about that.
I know some collectors here.
He says, need more Beskar steel, Maurice. Yes. I was near, there's a brewery here in near me that makes a beer that's called Beskar Steel that I sent Coach Evans a while back, a couple of growlers, and he loved them. So I'm gonna try to go back. Coach Evans. Don't worry about that.
That's really see for me. I'll just pour out the drink and just
keep the can. Can. Yes, you give the content to a responsible adult that preferably is not driving home.
Yeah.
And then those cans, I don't know if you saw it on my feed. The can itself is really cool, and the label on it's really cool.
No. So here's what you do: you take the drink and you pour it into a bush and go away.
Yes.
And then later you laminate the can so you can actually keep drinking out of it.
There you go. Very smart.
A tumbler. You go, oh yeah, like. That's funny.
You are wise beyond your years, Chris.
Yes. I don't know about wise, but I have some ideas.
Okay. Well, we'll take it.
Yeah. Actually, we've been talking about this, so I think we've answered the question, but I'm going to say it anyway. Outside of Star Wars, what other things are you into?
Well, aside from G.I. Joe, I growing up, as far as like things that, as a kid, you kind of like nerd out to and geek out to, I was a huge Superman fan. I love anything Superman. I grew up watching the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, and like he was Superman to me. I think I remember I had a poster of the Christopher Reeve Superman. And he's like flying and smiling at me like, "Hey kid, one day you can be somebody too." And I just remember that. And in my early teens, I remember watching Lois and Clark, which was like kind of like a comedy dramedy about Lois and Clark. And then, like later in life, I was obsessed with Smallville. I loved that show. And now last night I just watched the first episode of this new show called Superman and Lois.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I want to see
Which
it.
looked, I mean, no spoilers, but it looked amazing. And it really kind of like hit home for me because it's basically about Superman having two sons. And I grew up on Superman, and now I'm a father as well. And like now, oh wow, Superman's a dad, and I'm a dad. So it's like even more like the circle is now complete.
Yeah, super dad and super dad. Oh man, no, I like that. Actually, myself, see, I grew up around the time, like, speaking Superman, and just like DC Comics part of it.
Yes.
I grew up in the part of when I really started to discover kind of the, for lack of a better term, nerd universe of things.
The stuff you geek out to.
Yeah, exactly. What was it? I think it was like 2004. I saw it clearly years later because I was born that year. I couldn't have seen it that year. What's his name? Brandon Routh. That was.
Oh, right. Okay,
that
Superman Returns.
Yes, that one.
Yes.
I like that one. I'll still watch it. And then after that, I didn't really touch base on much of the DC part because then there was Marvel, but then I discovered like the Christian Bale Batmans, and then the CW universe, the Arrowverse. Right.
But yeah.
That's my favorite part of the DC and the movies, the new movies and stuff.
Yeah. I love of the TV stuff, like the Arrowverse. My favorite is the Flash. Like I love the Flash show. I think the stories on there are awesome. I'm looking forward to the new season of it. And I totally geek out to that stuff. For me, like the superhero stuff, whether it's DC or Marvel, I love it both. I was just watching the latest episode of WandaVision before I jumped on here.
No spoilers, but
no spoilers.
But it's really good. I've been addicted to that show.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. It's a cool time, I think, now to embrace the things that you geek out to. And I think now more than ever, because of the craziness going on in the world, like it's nice to have stuff that you can kind of like, just be able to indulge in and have a good time watching and stuff.
No, I agree with that. No, I love WandaVision. I'm behind on Flash. All caught up on Mando and Clone Wars now. So I might start watching the Flash where I left off. I think I was like season 5 or something, beginning of season 6.
Oh, okay.
I lost it there. I was an avid watcher of those. I was every week. Oh, it's on. And then I think it went on like hiatus for a little while, and then I just lost its track.
Yeah, when a show's on for a long time, sometimes it's hard to kind of, sometimes there's like those filler episodes that are like kind of boring, and then you just kind of lose interest.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. To answer your question too, like the other thing as a kid, as a young adult as well, but along the lines of like superhero and Superman, like I was also, avid DC Comics reader. Like I would pick up Superman comic book every week. And I was always into, like in the 90s, like when they did the whole Death of Superman, I was totally into that. I had like all the issues, and, me and my friends would like talk about it in school. Like, oh my gosh, like what's going to happen? Because it was like every week a new comic would come out with this whole storyline. And that was just as intense as like nowadays us watching a show on Disney Plus and talking about it every week.
Yeah, exactly. It's the TV version of comic books now. That's awesome. No, I love that. Let's see. It's funny, all my questions I think we've slightly touched base on, but I'll still revisit them and say, because we might go into a deeper subject.
Definitely.
What got you into collecting, and how long have you been in the collecting universe of things?
Okay, so for me, like after after my childhood GI Joe phase and my little stint with some vintage Star Wars stuff, like when it became a collecting thing was probably in the late 90s. I was in high school, and I think I was a freshman, and the Power of the Force 2 line came out. And I think I shared this on the podcast last week, but I remember going to a birthday party as a kid, and I remember my friend had an older brother, and like when he was opening presents, his older brother just brought out like this giant brown box that had a bow on it. I don't even think it was wrapped. And all the kids were just like, what is this? What is it? And my friend opened the box, and lo and behold, in the box was like a ton of GI Joe figures on card.
Oh my God.
And we were just like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So as a kid, I have that memory. I remember thinking that was so cool. So when Power of the Force 2 figures started popping up in stores, I was like, oh my gosh, like Star Wars toys are coming out again. Like it like occurred to me, this is so cool. And I had just started like rewatching the Star Wars movies from here. I'll show you. I had just gotten this set right here of the Star Wars movies. So these came out, and I started. My friend had these, and I would borrow them from him, and I would watch these, and then I would watch them with my brother, and kind of like start to indoctrinate him to Star Wars. And so that Christmas, I think it was like Christmas 95 or Christmas 96. I remember thinking like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy him a box full of figures. And I did. I bought him a box full of figures, and Christmas morning he opened them up, and we ripped into them, and we started playing, and that kind of became our thing. My younger brother is he's like 7 years younger than me. So he was a kid, and I was a teenager. So it was a way for me to kind of like still be a kid with him. And it was something that we started doing together. And then after that, forget it. Every week we would take a trip to Toys R Us just to look at what was out. And then it got to the point where we both kind of looked at each other, and we were like, let's just not open these figures anymore. Let's just collect them. And so we just started buying figures and not opening them and collecting them. And, kind of like, oh, one day, we'll be able to display them, or maybe one day we'll sell them as a set or something. But we just kind of thought like, these are so cool. We just want to collect them. And that completist in you kind of takes over.
Right.
And that kind of, yeah, that kind of just kind of lingered on and off throughout our, teens and 20s. And now that I have sons of my own that love Star Wars, it's kind of like a thing that we still do. And then, now it's kind of like cool to go out and do a toy hunt, and, and that's a thing now. So
that's really cool. Now, I know like speaking of family and everything, how is your family into Star Wars? Like, in which way are they into Star Wars?
Well, I mean, as far as like growing up, it was just me and my brother were like 100% Star Wars fans. My parents didn't really know, they know of Star Wars, but they were not really into it.
Right.
As far as my family now, like my wife and I are like, when I met my wife and, we were dating and stuff like that was like one of the first things I was kind of like, do you know about Star Wars? Do you know what Star Wars is? And she was like, yeah. I like Star Wars. I think it's cool. And the prequels were out. So like, we went to go see, Revenge of the Sith together.
Oh, that's it.
I think we were engaged at that point. So that was like the final test. Like, all right, let's watch. So before Revenge of the Sith, we actually sat with her brothers. She has two brothers, and we watched the original trilogy back to back. And then we watched episode 1 and episode 2 leading up to episode 3 that we watched in the theater. And like episode 3 was like, it's kind of a downer.
Right.
And for a long time, I'm not sure if it still is, but for a long time that was like her favorite Star Wars movie, and that's the one that like makes her emotional every time because she's like, that whole Anakin and Padme scene where she's like, Anakin, you're breaking my heart, she like falls to pieces with that. So that's when I knew. I was like, all right, we're good. We're a Star Wars family.
Yeah.
And then with when we had our first son, I kind of started. This is gonna be weird, sound weird, but I actually purchased these like special little headphones that had like little sticky cups at the end of them, and you put them on the belly. And I made on a little iPod, I made a playlist of just John Williams, the soundtrack to Star Wars and the soundtrack to Superman, the motion picture. And that was just on repeat on the belly for all my kids. So I feel like the music was part of their development inside the womb, and they were born as Superman and Star Wars fans.
Yeah, right. And they came with their own lightsaber and cape.
Yes. I mean, my sons, I don't know if I've ever like really talked about it on our Instagram account, but my sons' names are all like, I got to pick out the middle names of my boys, but my firstborn, his name is Logan. Like, we just like that name, Logan, but also double meaning. One of my favorite Marvel characters is Wolverine. So there's Logan, and his middle name is my pick, Kent. So his name is Logan Kent. Then my second son, Blake, his middle name is Walker. And the reason it's not Skywalker is because I chickened out at the end, but my wife gave me full permission to name him Blake Skywalker. And I just chickened out and I just shortened it to Walker. But my little one, his name is Dylan, and his middle name is Solo.
That's awesome. That's
so
a really cool story. I like that a lot. That's awesome. Oh my God. Coach says Romeo's kids' middle names can't be beat.
What are Romeo's kids' middle name? I don't think I've heard that story.
No, me neither. So, no. One day when I have Romeo back on, there's gonna be another tape recording going. Okay, then I'll send that to you and go. We know it's time to if they're better, we have to figure out a better name, middle names.
Yeah, I definitely need to know the mystery of Romeo's middle names of his kids. So it's time for refill time. Here we go.
Exactly. I know I'm tapped out.
We have Mai on here, and I know she's the cocktail queen, but tonight we're doing Pellegrino water.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yes. I actually haven't had the Pellegrino water yet. I have to try that.
It's good. It's natural. It has natural minerals in it. It's good for you.
See, that's it. You go, natural minerals, yes.
Yes, okay. You have to be one with the Force,
Yeah.
The Force surrounds us, it penetrates us, it binds the galaxy together, and it's all in the minerals.
Exactly. It has a high metachlorian count.
Oh, yeah. No, let me see. Let me just check the metachlorians on here. I mean, there's 80 milligrams of calcium in this. And see, the metachlorians is like, it's off the charts. There's no number associated with it because it's too much.
No, I totally.
So,
now, actually, yeah. I eat my metachlorian cereal. Oh, look at that. We have a magic hand that brings me to our Pellegrino. Thank you, magic hand.
I love it.
Is that non-seen on TV merchandise now? No, here, let's see. Here, let's get this out. Because we actually have the metachlorian count.
We're drinking responsibly tonight. Chris is a minor. We got to be responsible here, guys. So I like those.
Yoda's Crispy. It's actually a T-shirt. I have the T-shirt.
I've seen those. That's really cool.
There, right there. Metachlorian count, 99 grams.
99 grams. Wow.
And then strength, passion, peace, knowledge. Bantha milk, 77%.
Wow. I didn't realize that, they had to put the Bantha facts on there as well.
Yes.
That's interesting.
No. And then we have our Bounty Hunter one, which will Here, we'll break that out for a minute.
So Coach wants to know if that hand that we saw before that's the hand of upstairs.
That is not the hand of upstairs. That is actually the hand of someone else named Mom.
Ah.
She's the
she's the upstairs.
Yeah, exactly. She's the extra up. She's the UP stairs.
There you go.
Upstairs, yeah. I have this one also. You gotta.
Oh, that's cool.
I actually did a video a while ago when I first got these. I filled up all my Kenner in here, and then I put Boba Fett in there also, and I just went like this, and everything drained out like I was eating cereal.
Now here's a good question about the bantha milk.
Yes.
Is the bantha milk lactose free? Because there's a lot of fans, a lot of Star Wars fans, they can't handle the lactose, but that's a burning question right there. Is the bantha milk lactose free?
I've talked to George, and he said yes.
See, look at that. So you heard it here first, guys. You're all clear, kid. Now just drink that bantha milk and go home.
Yes, that is a perfect. That's the perfect reference. I like that. I'll fire my production assistant later. She didn't put ice. No, I'm joking. Thank you, production assistant.
He's just
stream, so thank you.
He's just joking, but he's not.
Yeah. Well, I can't fire her. She pays the rent.
Well, yeah.
It'll be Kenner Corner on the street next week.
So. Yeah, it will be Kenner corner around the block in the alley.
It'll actually be Kenner Corner.
And yeah.
Let me see. It's funny, to be honest, all the questions that I put together, we've actually talked about in some way, shape, or form.
Awesome. You see that's because that shows the professionalism that you as a host have, and that I as a guest have, that we are able to basically capture everything in such a natural, professional way. I mean, this is how it's done, guys. Exactly. This is how it's done.
We're professionals.
We are. I mean, we have ties.
Yeah. I mean, I had a tie. Wait.
Well,
Here, I had a tie.
There you go. You have a tie. I'm wearing a hat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Here, Lord.
I mean, we both have bookshelves behind us. There's no books on them, but still, bookshelves denote that we know what we're talking about.
Exactly. Bookshelves. They don't have to be for books.
Exactly.
Brought to you by Jedi Toy Masters and KENNER KORNER.
You know what bookshelves are good for? Nice little plug is for gonk acrylics.
Indeed, which I have one behind me.
Gonk acrylics and gonk stands, which I don't have any gonk stands. As I will show you again, these cheap stands you have to put tape on in order for them to stay on there. So that's a beater right there that would not stand on its own. So you got to use the gonk stands and gonk acrylics.
Yeah. Brought to you by Gonk Acrylics, Jedi Toy Masters, and KENNER KORNER. Let me check the comments really quick. Dope Weekend says, fine young man, host and guest. Thank you very much. Let me see. Coach said he may be replacing Jimmy Kimmel at some point. I don't know about that, but one day there might be actually a studio where someone will be sitting right here instead of here. I prefer it either way. I like both. Let me see. What is your favorite era of Star Wars toys?
Ooh, man, that's a loaded question.
Exactly.
Because we have to get kind of political here, because
now
that is the oof.
Now
this is the hot seat now. I'm in the hot seat now. Oof.
I'm gonna put another question on the line that also goes with this, because it kind of rides with the next question. If you had the DeLorean time machine right now at your door, what era would you go back to and buy all of your favorite toys?
Oh my gosh.
See what I mean? It's a top. It's literally goes with that.
Ooh.
It's like
I'm hot.
pizza and pepperoni. It just.
I'm getting hot flashes now, man. That is a tough one. I'll tell you one thing. You just brought up another thing that I geeked out to as a kid, and that's Back to the Future. You just hit it home. It's just we're coming back full circle now, because if you wanted to sum up my life as a kid, it was G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Superman, Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, definitely for me. I'll send you a picture after the stream. My entire upper shelf in my closet is overflowing with DeLoreans, Marty McFly, Plutonium, VHS, everything.
I love it. That's awesome. I love it. All right. So if I had a DeLorean time machine and I only had one capsule of petroleum to do one trip, oh man, that's a tough one, because I think I would have to try to figure out, the high ground, I think, is onto something, because what I was going to say is they're saying 1984, 85. Now, see, here's the thing.
17.
Here's the thing. I need to look at the time. I would need to research the proper timeline, because we would need to, make sure that it would be a year that there was a lot of Star Wars stuff still on shelf, and G.I. Joe stuff still on, because G.I. Joe's was like from 80. I think the Joe's hit the shelves in, I think, 83, 84. So I think, you know what? I think 85 would be like the magic number for G.I. Joe. But the question is, were there still Star Wars on pegs in 85?
I want to say there is, because that's the last 17 year that they're like thousands of dollars.
Okay. So then I would say like 84, 85 would be definitely the ballpark. But if I had to narrow it down, it would be 85. Okay. So Dope Weekends is confirming 82, 83 was when Joe's first hit the shelves. 86 had Droids and Ewoks, and the last 17 in the $1 clearance bin is what Coach Evans says.
That's insane.
So that's insane. That's crazy. But 85 was a magical year. So I think 85 might be the year. It would just be a matter of now calculating the proper month and time, the month and day,
exactly,
where you can go to a Toys R Us and basically like hit the jackpot.
Exactly. See now, and then technically, if you go back to 1985, no one is going to question the DeLorean because the movie just came out.
Exactly. So
whatever, dude. It's the DeLorean. Cool.
Right.
You just park it. People with their Polaroids going, dude, this is so dope. Then you come out like, why is he buying so much Star Wars stuff? You go, don't ask, and then you leave. Then 40 years later, you go, he looks the same. Yep.
Jesse says, I don't know. I'm real partial to 86. 86. I'm thinking there's a birthday there.
Because tomorrow's her birthday, so I think. No.
Is it?
Yes, it is. It's tomorrow. It's her birthday, indeed.
Oh my God! Well, happy early birthday to. It's your birthday in an hour, according to my time. So happy birthday to Jesse.
Yes, I apologize if I'm keeping you too long. By the way,
no, man, this is awesome. I'm having a blast.
I Coach, am too. Oh my gosh, let's see.
Coach Evans says, still gotta get my double telescope and telescoping and vinyl capes. Ooh. So he says 78 as his final answer.
See, for me,
yeah,
I think I'm gonna meet you in 1985. Because I want to go see Back to the Future in the movie theater and then go and get some Last 17 and come back to the future. Because then you send those off to ASA, and then those will be 100%, and then you'll be the how does this guy have such nice figures?
Yeah, yeah. Or I mean, I can get really like, a smart accountant like and say I would also maybe go back to like 2008, 2009 when a Bitcoin was $1 for one Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Because right now you know, my $1,000 investment in Bitcoin would be worth $50 million right now. And I could just go out and just just muscle my way to buying all of the vintage Star Wars toys that I need.
Exactly. That's insane. That's how Bitcoin and everything. Did you hear about the guy that actually had like millions and millions of dollars and forgot his password? And he had one.
Oh my God. Man, I can tell you the only person more upset than him would be his wife.
Yeah. You said we were saving all that. Now you don't remember? You know.
I told you to write it down. You don't listen to me.
Hey, that's Rick to me when I can't get into my own account sometimes. I remember when I was editing a couple things in my page. I don't remember my password. That's to write things are down, buddy. I was like, I need to. I still have not. One day I'll learn. Let's see. High Ground Pod says, just go back, 1978, live 10 years in the past, and return to the future. That is an excellent.
That's a good one. That's a good angle. That's a good angle. Although the thing too, though, is 85 was such a magical year that if you're not so hung up on getting the like original vintage 78, 79 Star Wars, if you just want to focus on like the last 17 and whatever's left in stores, 85 was, I think, a good year. There's so many good movies that came out in 85. I mean, you can hit Toys R Us when they open, pack your car, pack the DeLorean with everything, and then just hit the multiplex and literally just watch movies all day. The rest of the day.
Have you seen the Walmart commercial? Where it's like all these iconic cars coming and going, and like the DeLorean comes down and lands at Walmart. That's what it's gonna be like, because like it had like all this crap like over the DeLorean and stuff, and inside it, and that would be it. You'd be like Kenner, G.I. Joe. Like there'd be like an original movie poster for Christopher Reeve Superman in the front seat also. It's like stacked. And the thing is, you can only drive with one hand because this would be like this, holding it so nothing would fall.
Yeah, you'd literally be, you would have to buy, like, you'd have to go to the post office and buy like some packing popcorn, so you can just, or get some bubble wrap and just bubble wrap the rest of it so it could just be nice and safe.
Yeah. The upstairs says I would need a time machine van. Wouldn't fit in the DeLorean. Yeah. Or just get a U-Haul, and they're like, how long do you need it for? 40 years. What? Yeah, you'll understand.
Yeah.
You'll understand 5 minutes.
Oh man.
No.
Yeah. Although I mean, the DeLorean has, it has the frunk.
Oh, that's true. I've never
it has a frunk. So you can stack the figures in such a way, that they'll be nice and
like the bubble
to bubble,
yeah,
and then stack them. Yeah,
it's like
you can
the
do
Hot Wheels technique. Have you ever seen that? Where it's like that's how I don't really collect Hot Wheels, but I've seen like in the boxes where they're like bubble to bubble, and then like in between there's another one. And like there's another. I give credit to people who pack those boxes if they're machines or something, because like it's a piece of artwork and you hate to destroy the box. You're like, oh, it looks so nice and like clean and orderly. Now let me see.
Coach makes a good point. Coach says 85. Go grab Star Wars, G.I. Joes, He-Man, Transformers, and Thundercats.
Oh, that's true.
I mean,
and then he also said just bury it or hide it, and then go to the future and dig it up. See, that's directly from Back to the Future 3.
Back to the Future 3. But you got to be careful because if you put it in a cave, if it's not climate controlled,
Yeah.
you know, the damp, the moisture, it's going to ruin it. You have to you would have to bring a bunch of Gonk acrylics with you.
Yes.
You know, it just gets a little bit too complicated then.
See, and then if it were a movie, somehow you would drop a Gonk toy sticker, and then like little Tony would be walking out of Toys R Us, and they're like, Gonk toys, and you're like, put it in his pocket, and then like flash forward to 40 years or something.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
He pulls it out of his wallet and he's like, I've had this all this time. Now I know what I need to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the almanac.
It'll be like an alternate future, an alternate present where Tony, he basically Gonk Toys has become this evil empire, and he's balding and overweight and in a hot tub with a bunch of chicks, and well, not that different than him today. Actually, now that I think about it,
that's both a compliment and a roast at the same time. Oh my God!
I'd pick up a bunch of Ewok figures and bring them to Romeo because I know he loves Ewoks.
Yeah, just little Romeo. Here you go. You don't open the box, but here, like, except here's the thing: before you go get the Ewoks and stuff, you bring, like you said, a bunch of Gonk acrylics, and you hot glue them closed. So when you give it to someone, they can't open it.
Yes.
And then like all that like 1983 air will be in there, and then when they open, that smells like an arcade. We're good. That's fresh air. Now let me see something real quick. I think we went over that. And funnily enough, I saw people in the comments. Coach says if it survives my parents' attic for all those years, it'll survive whatever.
Funny. See, it wouldn't survive in my parents' attic because they got rid of my stuff.
No, see, it survives the attic, but it doesn't survive the parents.
Right.
Let me see. It's funny. People are talking about this in the comments. What is your favorite Star Wars movie or TV show?
My favorite Star Wars movie or TV. Well, my favorite Star Wars movie is hands down The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh.
I was actually also watching, I didn't finish it, but on Disney Plus, if you go to Empire Strikes Back and you go to the extras, one of the extras is this little like 25-minute documentary called, I think it's called like Interview with the Masters. And it's basically like George Lucas, Irvin Kershner, and Loris Kazdan talking about the making of Empire.
Wow.
And it's awesome. So like Empire is hands down my favorite Star Wars movie of all time. It is almost a perfect movie to me. As far as TV show, Star Wars on TV, man, as far as Star Wars on TV, right now, I think it's like a tie. It would be like a tie between like Mandalorian and Star Wars Rebels. I know. Some people are not really into Rebels, or like they missed out on it because they thought it was a silly cartoon and they didn't give it a chance. But I'm telling you, if you give it a chance, it's a really good show. It's
like Clone Wars, where it's like you don't think it's really for like Star Wars. Actually something that.
Yeah, I mean. Clone Wars is like an acquired taste though. Like I know like Romeo did the Clone Wars marathon and he didn't particularly like it, but I think it's just it's an acquired taste. Clone Wars is, I think, not for everybody, but I think what's special about Clone Wars is the fact that there's kids that grew up watching Clone Wars as their main Star Wars. And then the movies were kind of like supplemental to them. So I think that's like a really special thing. And that's why you see like all the, like, I mean, the action figures for Clone Wars are like skyrocketing in value because
are they really?
People are just like obsessing over Clone Wars.
Wow.
And now you have a new Clone War-esque show coming out in May called The Bad Batch.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That looks.
Yeah, so that looks good too. But Star Wars Rebels, I think, I love it because it tapped into the Empire era of Star Wars.
Yes.
And there's so much like original trilogy stuff feels in that show that I really enjoy. So as far as favorite Star Wars TV, it would be Mandalorian is maybe like they're neck and neck. Mandalorian and Star Wars Rebels, they're neck and neck.
No, I would agree with that because it's very funny because I grew up with Rebels. I was never planning on watching Rebels, but one of my friends said, "Oh, you've never watched Rebels?" After the Ahsoka Tano episode, and that was December. I just got done with it like 2 weeks ago. So it took me a while just because I was like, do I really want to watch this? But yeah. So,
we're slowly rewatching them. We're slowly rewatching Rebels because I want to just see if like what I missed because there's some episodes that had so much story in there that man, it really made the mythology of the Force and all that. It really like tapped into kind of like making it bigger.
Yes, and I like Kanan's character. And I feel like Ezra's coming back on the new Ahsoka show in a live action.
I think, I don't know if it was confirmed, but I think the actor that played Aladdin in the live action Aladdin movie.
I heard about that.
I heard that he, I don't know if it's confirmed, but I heard that he is been cast as Ezra in the Ahsoka series. So that's going to be interesting because I think my theory with this whole live action stuff is that they're kind of like Marvel Cinematic Movie versing it. Like I think they're going to make Grand Admiral Thrawn like the Thanos that they have to face at the end. And I think like you're going to get like the Mando, you're going to get Ahsoka, you're going to get the New Republic Commandos. Like all these shows are going to kind of lead up into like this like epic team up.
I would agree with that.
With Thrawn. And I think that's going to be really cool.
I agree. And from the theories, I really want Benedict Cumberbatch to be Thrawn.
That would be cool.
And he has that sinister.
Yeah. Although the actor, I think his name is Miles Nicholson, I think his name is. I forgot his name, but the guy that actually did the voice of Thrawn in Star Wars Rebels, he actually would not make a bad Thrawn because he already has the voice.
Right.
And he has the look. I forgot his name, but if you look him up on IMDb and you see pictures of him, he definitely has the look.
Is it like it's like the kind of Bo-Katan kind of thing where you played it in the series and you come back live action?
Yeah, I think it would definitely work for that actor as well because he's a good actor. And then he also has that really good voice that he used when he voiced the character in Star Wars Rebels.
He was a good bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like we have one question, and I want to grab something really quick just to show everyone and you. So while we grab that really quick.
Well, let me see. I think there was a question that I think I missed earlier. Let's see. Who was it? What's your favorite piece in your collection? That was Darth Cantu.
Oh, that's a good question.
What's your favorite piece in your collection? Let's see. Was that it? That was the one that I missed. Okay. My favorite piece in my collection currently. Man. I'm trying to think now. Cause it's funny. Like our collection here, like is kind of, it's a little bit of everything, right? Because we have, I have some of my little vintage figures here. Right. I have some vintage stuff upstairs. And then I have like my Power of the Force 2, like mid 90s, the toys still that my boys play with. And I have like the ships too from that era. And then I have some Black Series that I really like. I've been getting into kind of like Mandalorian stuff and of the Clone Black Series figures. And then I have like the more modern, like vintage line. So like I have a little bit of everything. But as far as something in my collection that I really, really, that's like my favorite right now, let me see if I look around here. I mean, you know what? Off the top of my head, what comes to mind is actually, I purposely put them up here. It's my Star Wars VHS collection.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that's actually kind of special to me because I have, like, this one is not from when I was a kid, but this is this is the ones that came out. You know, you got the little booklet or whatever. And I think I showed these off. Oh man, I think almost 2 years ago on. It was the first order before it was Star Wars Vintage Club, and so I have these, which you got the Star Wars and Empire and I just remember these are special because I remember seeing these at the video store. Like I remember seeing these. Oh, there's like a little at the video store, and just that box art is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Like that is just beautiful. So I love that. So I love these tapes, and I keep forgetting. Like, my parents have like before DVD took over, we had just bought like a really nice Sony VCR at my house, and my parents still have it. And I'm like, I keep forgetting to grab it from them because I definitely want to pop these in. So like there's that one. Of course, there's this one from I think '95. Yeah, 95.
Oh, I have those.
And these are the THX. Yeah. The sound was so much superior. And then of course you have. I talked about this on my last episode of the podcast because it's the 24th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back Special Edition. Ooh. So here's the special editions, and these are the widescreen special edition. So, quick funny story about these is that I had bought these the summer that they came out on tape, but I picked up the standard edition one, which came in a gold box, and I was at a electronics store with a friend of mine, and we saw this like huge picture tube TV. It wasn't a flat screen, but it was like a widescreen TV. It was rectangular, and I'd never seen that before. And they were showing Terminator 2 on it. And I'm like, what? And I asked the sales guy, I'm like, what is this? And he's like, oh, this is the new Sony, whatever, flat screen, widescreen television. And I'm like, widescreen? Like, wow, why? And he's like, because this is how movies are supposed to be shown, like from the theater. It's widescreen. Right. I'm like, oh man, that's amazing. And so I started thinking, I'm like, I wonder if the Star Wars movies are in widescreen. So a couple of days later, I went to another mall that had a Suncoast movie store. They used to sell like movie memorabilia and videotapes and all kinds of collector. It was almost like a tower, like a record store, but for movies. You had me at movie memorabilia, and they had that one. They had the widescreen versions, and I had never seen this in any other store, so I picked them up. And the sales guy was like so friendly and so knowledgeable, and he like educated me on aspect ratio and 3x4 and 16:9 and why widescreen is so superior because you're getting the full frame and you're not missing out. It's not being cut or whatever. Right. So that once I had the widescreen of Star Wars, like that was a definitive versions. And I have another, this is another set of the older ones that I have, because I think one of these like say hi-fi stereo digitally mastered. And then the other ones I think are just regular. But the ones that I do want to get, I think to complete my VHS collection, there's a version of these that are widescreen. Oh, interesting. Or I think they didn't call them widescreen; they called them letterbox. Oh. So I'm on the hunt for those because I got to check like eBay and stuff, but hopefully people aren't like charging like an arm and a leg for them. Yeah, right. Well, it's funny. Speaking of VHS, let me nab one of my VHSs. I think I have them right here. Yes, I do. Wait. Here, I have my VHSs scattered around my room. Yes, and I have VHS. I don't know if Jessie's still on here, but I'll give her a little shout out because she's had nothing but trouble with VHS and VCR stuff. Gosh. I know she said that on her stream that I deleted accidentally. So don't look for that. So while I show
these. I need to wear the Back to the Future 2
I love it.
hat.
I love it.
So,
That's awesome.
funnily enough, when you talk about VHS, I have Ghostbusters. I actually have the cassette and the
Wow.
VHS.
That's awesome.
And then I got these from Rick, as some of you may know as Dope Weekend. This one, I love this movie.
Blade Runner, man. Wow.
This is the one with the voiceover. And then this, I still have yet to watch this. I know Rick is like, what, you haven't watched this yet? Dude, I know.
That's a good one.
I haven't watched it. It's like behind the scenes and everything. I've been dying to watch it, but I also don't want to hurt it.
Do I have that here? I think I used to have that. I think I might have given that to a friend of mine, but
no.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I have to watch it. I really want to. But also, for the fans of Blade Runner, they make Funko Pops now, so I really like those. No, but
nice.
I apologize to Jessie because I actually she had like 3 questions, but I just noticed them. Let me see. Oh my god, you find that Stupid World TV, a VHS. Okay, awesome. Send that over because I want to watch VHS. No, Jessie got her VHS working. Let me see. How many? Let's get that up. How many podcasts do you and your wife have between you guys?
Well, as far as podcasts, last year I started my little podcast, Star Wars Card Talk. But then, we have Jedi Toy Masters here on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel, Jedi Toy Masters. Yes. So we have, we have like our silly videos on there, our toy unboxings, and when people have sent us stuff and
so fun videos.
Some fun videos. We have toy hunts on there. We have silly videos. It's all fun. Good, clean Star Wars family fun on there. But I also have a YouTube channel, which if you go to Jedi Toy Masters page, all of our other accounts are on there. So my Instagram account links you to my YouTube channel in the bio, and then my wife also has a YouTube channel. She's kind of like a DIY.
Oh, that's cool.
She bakes and recipes and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, that's really cool.
So I'll give her a little plug. I'll give my wife a plug if you don't mind. So sure, her channel is called Simply Made Fancy. So she's on Instagram and she's on YouTube as Simply Made Fancy.
That's awesome. So here's the thing for people watching: don't go to find it now. Go to find it.
No. Later, after
later
you
in
go.
the stream. Now let me see. Let me see real quick. Last one from Jessie. How did you start your Star Wars Card Talk podcast?
So, I'll go back a little bit further than what the answer requires me to. Before I even decided to do like Jedi Toy Masters or anything Star Wars related, I used to do a podcast with a couple of friends of mine that I don't even know if those episodes are still up, but we used to do a podcast called Screen Bums, and it was a weird name that we came up with. It was just kind of like a weekly thing where we would talk about what we were watching on TV or at the movies or whatever we're geeking out to. And it was just kind of like a way for us to get together and just talk about all that stuff, geek culture and whatnot. And when we kind of stopped doing it, we all kind of got busy with life and started having kids and stuff. I kind of was like, man, I really miss those days of doing a podcast. And I started listening to a lot of podcasts during that time. And then now even more recently, every time I'm driving to and from work, I'm always listening to podcasts. I'm listening to, Romeo had recommended Blast Points podcast, which is one of my favorite podcasts. So I listen to them all the time. And a couple of others like Talking Bay 94. That's a really good name. Yeah, that's a really good name too. There's another one on here called All Wings Report In. Vinny on All Wings Report In. Really great podcast. And he's local. I actually met him and he hooked me up with a Target find that he hooked me up with, a Black Series figure. So I'm listening to all these podcasts and I'm just like, man, I have all this like sometimes Star Wars related nonsense that's in my head that I just kind of want to talk to somebody about. So I decided, well, I'm always driving to and from work in the car thinking about Star Wars anyway. Like, so I just decided, you know what? I literally mounted a GoPro to my car and I connected it to a microphone. And I'm like, I'm just going to record myself driving around talking about Star Wars.
That's awesome.
And so it became a podcast, and it's also the video version of it is on the YouTube channel. So if you want to watch me driving, talking about Star Wars, the videos are on there. Or if you want to listen to me talking about Star Wars while you're driving, you can listen to the podcast.
That's super cool. I like that a lot. Now, also, upstairs have brought in the VHS that you have.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, I'll put mine on again so we can.
Indiana Jones.
Ooh, so nice.
We'll get these up close and personal.
So nice. Somebody has to do a screenshot of this.
Here, wait, watch, look.
Yeah, you gotta do one of these.
No, here. These two.
Somebody's gotta do a screenshot of that.
Yeah, here, wait. I'll sit down and do it. Here, look. Oh.
Yeah, somebody have this? Oh, here, let me see if can I do it?
Yeah, see, new screensaver. No, these are see, and I'll bet you that all the movies are all screwed up because I never have that attention to detail. I just go, I'm gonna let me see. I'm curious to see because if ROTJ isn't the same movie. Oh, it actually is. So all of them are in order. No, because these are like the ones you have. They're the special editions. These are the ones that I grew up with.
Yeah,
and actually the VHS too.
Those are the ones that I watched with my younger brother and got him into Star Wars.
Yes, indeed. I love it. VHSs to me are the best. Like,
I really, a coach made a comment on there where he was like, "Oh, I miss Suncoast."
Yeah.
For those of you that remember Suncoast, it was like almost like walk. I mean, for the people that are into music and love our music files, like it's like walking into Tower Records or like a really nice music store to look through vinyls and listen to music. Suncoast was like the movie equivalent of that. Like you walked in there was always movies playing on different TVs. They had racks of like movies. There were VHS tapes of movies that you never saw at a video store, like at a Blockbuster. Like you would only find them at a Suncoast.
Oh, how funny.
So like nowadays, we can special order anything on like Amazon, but in those days, if you wanted the widescreen special editions, you had to go to a Suncoast and physically find it there.
Right. No,
but I missed the VHS days though. I miss. I mean, I used to have like these plastic cases similar to Gonk acrylics for my VHS tapes, for the single tapes. Like because I used to protect them like those.
Yes.
Oh yes.
That's
you
awesome.
would get and then you would have to have a rewinder next to your VCR so you don't mess up your VCR. You take the tape out, you put it in the rewinder, so that thing rewinds the tape for you.
Exactly.
Getting it ready for you to watch another.
That's super cool.
Another.
Now, actually, Matt just had a question from Nerdclahoma, and it kind of got my gears turning up in the old Kenner Corner noggin. This is one of his questions. I might want to start this up. Actually, do you have a place where people can trade vintage cards, stickers, have extras, and trying to fit? I don't speak English right now, apparently. No, I really like this question. I'm going to consultate. I'm going to consultate.
Consultate, yes.
That's a word. Don't Google it.
We can consultate together.
Yeah. I'm going to consult upstairs and upstairs because, to be honest, Matt, if I could get this going, because I know I have extra weapons. I'm sure you have extra weapons. Clearly, Nerdclahoma does. I'm sure we all have these things that we want to get rid of. It would be kind of cool if we set up this trading post.
Yeah, I mean, he mentioned Star Wars cards. I thank you to guys like Dope Weekends, Rick, and Romeo, and so many others that have they've sent us cards.
Yeah.
And my boys love them. Like we have them in like binders and stuff. But we have a lot of extras. Like I have some extras here. I have extra card. Look, somebody, I forgot who it was. I feel horrible because I can't remember. Somebody actually sent me these little,
Oh, that's cool.
these little sleeves for the cards. I'll show you the other one. I forgot who they were. I forgot their name. And I apologize for that.
Those are actually pretty dope.
But I have extra cards that are not in the binder.
Right.
Like these are all extras. These are not extra. Yeah, extras, like duplicates.
Right.
And I would definitely be willing to trade for anybody that has, maybe some cards that I don't have from the sets. Somebody says extra weapons, need black Endor. Coach says black Endor blaster. Yeah, like even that stuff. Listen, just this week, because my boys were so pumped up with G.I. Joe stuff on their head, I put out a message on Instagram. If anybody has like extra, even broken, like beat up G.I. Joe beaters that they'd be willing to give away or trade or whatever. And one of the Brandon on Instagram here, he's Twin Dig Toys.
Yeah.
He graciously offered to send us a bunch of like newer and beat up Joes. As long as we kind of paid for the shipping and stuff, and it was awesome.
I love them.
We did a live stream this week where we showed off what we got, and there's actually a video going to be up on our YouTube channel later this week of the unboxing. Good. And they loved them. They've been playing with those figures all week, and some of them I actually were able to fix because I had extra O-rings because those G.I. Joes used those little rubber bands inside.
Weren't they actually dryer washers?
They look like dryer washers. I actually picked up a little bag full of O-rings on eBay a while back to fix some of my G.I. Joes when I was a kid that survived the purge.
Right.
But I was able to fix some of the ones because he literally sent me a little Ziploc bag full of just G.I. Joe parts, like arms and heads and legs. And so I kind of was able to kind of customize and make a couple of Joes out of those.
That's really cool.
Having some kind of trading post would be cool.
All jokes aside, I am actually going to look into this because I have extra weapons and just some stuff that I don't want to sell it, and I know no one's going to buy it. And also, I have some extra trading cards in this. So it's like, of course, brought to you by Gunk Toys.
That's right.
And it's
I got my binder over there. I can't reach it from here, but yeah, I would definitely look through the cards that we have and whatever is extra. We post and say, hey, anybody need these? Anybody have these? And
I'm actually gonna look into it tonight. I will consultate my upstairs producers and everything and see what's going on. But actually something really cool that I want to show, because I don't know if anyone knows I have these, but I have the flattened wax packs.
Ooh, nice.
If Rello Base Card is here, he's going to be like, that's so cool.
That is cool.
Now, people are going to freak out for card people, but these were actually sealed packs of Raiders, and I opened them. I had to.
Hey, they're for your enjoyment, so why not?
They've waited for me for a long time. I ate the bubble gum too. People say it tastes terrible. It just tastes like dried up bubble gum. It doesn't taste that bad.
It's the experience, the whole experience.
Yeah, exactly. Let me check my questions actually, because I just remembered I have certain other questions. Let me check really quick.
Sure.
I also like being up here for some reason. I like going back and forth.
It's like, it's like we can, it's like your guidance counselor at school. He turns a chair around, he puts his arm up, and he's like, "Come on, man, let's talk right here.
Yeah,
Just you and me, man."
Yeah, back there it's the desk, and everyone back here it's like, "Hey." Now let me see. Let's see. And
just to clarify, Chris, you didn't eat the bubble gum. You just chewed on the bubble gum.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't eat it.
Okay.
I chewed.
Just want to make sure because we have some concerned people out there that
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah, look, Jesse, stop! How you didn't eat it? I was like, okay, yeah, I shouldn't say eat. I chewed it and it was like chalk because it was like
Yeah.
yeah. Have you been out toy hunting during the COVID era? The docked.
We have. I have, and Nerklahoma wants me to do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So listen, I just want to.
Here we'll both.
Just want to get
Here.
You know.
Here we'll match.
All right, so yeah, we're getting. This is the final innings here.
Yeah,
we're getting in there.
Yeah, there.
You know.
See, I could put one of my helmets on and also put this up on there, and I'll look really cool. I don't know what's going on here. It's like some Fonzie.
Yeah, you got more than me, so I don't know what's going on with my stuff. I have some severe hat hair at this point.
Yeah, right.
So I gotta keep the hat back on.
See here, we'll just go like this.
Or I could do the sideways and be like, "Come on, dude."
Yeah. See, we'll go like this.
Bro, oh yeah, that's hot stuff right there. Yeah.
Time traveler, someday adventure. Mm-hmm. The hat doesn't even fit anymore. Yeah. Just there.
Nice.
No,
but to answer the question, obviously early on, we weren't really going out at all.
Right.
I had a couple of scares at my job, which meant I had to self-quarantine.
Right.
But once places started to open up a little bit more, you wear your mask, but I've gone to Targets, and yesterday I posted on my Instagram account. Yesterday I hit up a Walmart and a Target, and right. I didn't, it's slim pickings, but right, exactly. You're always hopeful when you go out.
Yeah.
But you keep your distance, you wear your mask, and
a lot of times Targets are pretty much empty, so it's like it's like me and Target. And can we take into account that collecting Star Wars 4 is $4.40 here?
Oh wow! Collecting Star Wars 4, man! Shout out to you.
Yeah.
I tip my hat to you, my friend.
Yes, the Indiana Jones hat. That is. I thank you for staying up for watching.
Tip it.
Yeah, that's insane. Thank you for.
That's awesome.
Thank you for staying tuned in. He's cuddling his little Chewbacca toy. Has like a little Stormtrooper helmet on. He's like, okay, I'm ready for the stream. Actually, this is actually a really good question. And when I first, in the beginnings of my page, I also wondered this. What's behind your Jedi Toy Masters? See how I did like a Jedi mind trick? What's behind the Jedi Toy Masters name?
I like how you did the Alec Guinness, like, you don't need to see his identification. What is behind the name Jedi Toy Master?
The impressions are becoming a part of the show now with like Leia's Babu Frick. Now, that has to be a screen clip.
Let me tell you something, Chris. Jedi Toy Masters is more than just a name.
That's actually really good.
See. Thank you. The short answer is my wife came up with it. That's the short answer.
That's really cool.
She basically came up with it, but we kind of played around with, I forgot what some of the names were, but doing Jedi Toy Masters was basically her idea. Like, I had been kind of like venting and talking to her about like, man, like, I see so many accounts online, like on my personal Instagram account, I used to follow, I was following a lot of different, Star Wars related accounts. And I kind of got to and I was listening to Star Wars podcasts, and I kind of got to the point where I was like, man, I feel like I should start another Instagram account just for my Star Wars stuff. Just, to kind of keep my Star Wars stuff separate than because I'm also, I'm a photographer, I'm a content creator. So my Instagram account is more like photography and my family stuff and that kind of stuff. But I wanted something that was separate, that was just like family stuff, but also Star Wars centric.
That's
And
close to how I started Retro Rebels, so very funny.
right, yeah. So then, Scorchy Star Wars Store is on here. What's up, man?
I've never met
He
you, but hey.
I'm always drooling over his account because he's always got some really nice stuff for sale that I can never buy.
That's funny. I know
But
one of my friends, same way, has something that's really cool and I can't buy. No.
yes, the weekends. I think Alec Guinness has a little bit of Ringo in there.
I mean,
You
to be
know,
honest, yeah, I think it's
he's just like, oh, you don't need to see his identification. Hey, why don't we go? We can go listen to some jams. Hey,
that is why
it's all
that
it's
is
peace
why
and love, man.
the Han Solo 1977 figure had the Ringo Starr head, the Beatles haircut and everything. And then that's what happened. They go, look, Alec Guinness will be like really mad at us if we put that on him. So we're gonna put it on Han instead.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I'm curious how Ewan McGregor is gonna kind of get back into the role of Obi-Wan, because he has to be more Alec Guinness at this point than prequel Obi-Wan.
Right. Because isn't it like 5 years after?
Yeah, so he has to kind of be older and wiser and kind of more introspective and more, oh, I'm in the desert here. And, maybe all those years in the desert kind of mess with his mind. And that's why he sounds a little like he's been smoking a doobie or something,
No, death sticks.
You don't need death sticks. Exactly. You need to go home and rethink your life.
I like Attack of the Clones, to be honest. I
think Attack of the Clones has a lot of great moments.
I think so.
In it. Like, I think the story is kind of a little all over the place, but I think if you break up like if Attack of the Clones was like 4 episodes of a show,
it would be good.
It would be like, oh, okay, I'm following this.
Right.
But when you see it as one big movie, it just kind of feels like it's all over the place.
You go, oh, then that happens. Wait, no, it doesn't. No, yeah, I totally agree. That's
hello there.
Yes. Yeah. That's upstairs saying that right now. That also in this family, in my family, there's a lot of Star Wars enthusiasts and Indiana Jones enthusiasts.
Yes, I grew up definitely a big Indiana Jones. I love, Harrison Ford, and Indiana Jones was a big part. But as a kid, I had the same hat. I don't know what happened to it, but I had my Indiana Jones hat, and I would, as a little kid, my dad would tell me, do the Indiana Jones thing, do the Indiana Jones thing, and I would recreate the part in Raiders of the Lost Ark where he's like running from the ball, and the wall's coming down and his hat falls out and he quickly grabs the hat before the wall comes down. I would like recreate it on my bed with like using the pillow as the wall, and my dad would like just be cracking up.
That's
watching
awesome.
Me recreate that. But to go back to
you have to do it again.
I need to do it now. Yeah, I need to do it.
So where are they now?
To answer the question about the name, so basically I decided to start an Instagram account where I can just focus on Star Wars and my Star Wars stuff, and then at that point my boys were a little bit older, so they started getting into Star Wars. And I was like, what should I call it? And I'm like, well, it's going to be about Star Wars, but it's also going to be about toys, because I'm starting to introduce all these toys to them. Because I had bought a lot of Star Wars toys before they were born.
Right.
I kind of started them on the Play School Galaxy. What are they called? Galaxy of Heroes, I think they were called. And I started them off on those toys, the Play School Star Wars stuff, which are really kind of cool when you look at them.
They have they say, toyetic value.
Yes, very good. And their play value is really good.
Yes.
With them. I mean, we still have them. So I was like, it has to be toys and it has to be Star Wars. And they're my sons, so I'm kind of training them to love Star Wars. So like it's like I'm training them to be little Jedi. So then my wife was like, well, then just call it, instead of, Jedi Masters, you're Jedi Toy Masters.
It rolls off the tongue, I gotta admit. It rolls right off the tongue. It's so catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. I love the name, to be honest. It's really
And then, of course, I designed the logo, and because Empire is my favorite movie, I purposely went with making it look like the Empire logo.
exactly here. Wait,
So
let me see if this is the
let's
same
see.
way. Oh no, it's not.
So there it is, right there.
Oh, let's see, there it is.
There
There's
it
the
is.
money. Here, let's put.
And that's my favorite movie poster of all time.
It's a great movie poster.
You have the Gone with the Wind little thing right there.
Yeah, right.
You have Vader. Just epic art, and then that logo is epic.
Oh,
just epic.
I think I have the original laser discs. Let me see really quick.
Oof, the laser disc, man.
I do. Here.
That's awesome.
Here, the port. I got these for like $3 at my local comic book store.
Oh my gosh, $3 for the laser disc. That's crazy. That's beautiful.
This one's really thick too.
Yeah. See, the cool thing about those is that you can get like record frames, and put them in nice frames. Oh,
I actually
that's
should
nice.
do that because I love the artwork. And then I don't even know. This is like it's still in the envelope.
Wow.
And also that same week, I found the Raiders of the Lost Ark laser disc at another shop. It's called the Orange Circle. For anyone who lives in Los Angeles / Orange County-esque areas, I recommend the Orange Circle. I go there. Before pre-pandemic, I'd go there a lot. I didn't find a lot of my Kenner stuff there, but I found some cool things.
That's cool. I need to find like secondhand. There used to be a lot more secondhand stores in my area, and they're far and few between because there's a lot more like Goodwill stores.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find good stuff in the Goodwill stuff because by the time things get there, it's always like the bottom of the barrel type stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because like
at the Goodwills.
That's because the employees get first pick.
Right. Right.
Star Wars Star. I am talking California, yay. Let me see. We have another question. I recently started to collect Star Wars figures. What do you think I should get next? You should get the Death Star. No, I'm joking. That's like $500.
What now? When they say collecting, what specific are they collecting? Are they collecting vintage?
See now, right now, we're the guidance counselors to this person, so we got to go. Hey.
All right, so look, I'm gonna turn my chair around.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put my elbow on my knee here, and I'm just gonna.
Here we'll go.
Like, listen. All right, listen here, kid. You're gonna start collecting. If you want to start collecting Star Wars, first of all, what Star Wars are you talking about? Are you talking about vintage? Because if you're gonna collect vintage, then I would suggest you watch. You join the Vintage Star Wars Club. You got to have some extracurricular activities in your life. So you got to join the club, the Vintage Star Wars Club. If you're into Clone Wars, then, maybe head up Scorchy Star Wars store because he's got plenty of Clone Wars stuff there. You hook up with him and then you find out what you need, what he got, what you want, But you got to ask yourself what kind of Star Wars you want. All right, Boba, take it over.
As Boba said, I would agree. Boba Fett agrees.
Yeah.
I go check out join Vintage Star Wars Club. Though they got that long application process.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Romeo talked about it, and it is tough. I mean, I'm still there's so much paperwork that but you know what? At the end result, the end, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly.
Now, on a serious note, though, to answer that question, like you start with what you like. Yeah, I would say.
I would agree with that.
Like don't try to be like, okay, well, I need to collect all of this or I need to collect all of that. Start with what you like. Like if you remember, oh man, I really love the snow speeder from Empire Strikes Back. Oh man, try to find a snow speeder. Like focus on what you want because you don't want to invest in things that you don't necessarily like, and then you're missing out on saving up for the things that you really, really do want.
Exactly.
exactly. And like Jesse says, there's no rush. Just enjoy. Part of the joy is the hunt.
Yeah, because like me and Jesse talked about, I don't know about how you collected things. I'm turning myself around because I know I was still in the guidance counselor position. No, because like me and Jesse talked about, we collected all of our Kenner like in weeks to months, and like we're like, well, wait, I don't want to like run out of things. There's a lot, whatever you want to collect, don't like go, I want to get this, because then you'll run out of it really quick.
Right.
Like I originally, for fun, not a completist, but I always collected the Power of the Force, the Power of the Roids series.
Right.
Beefed out Lando.
Where you have like Lando and he's just like, you know where the gym is,
yeah.
Han?
He's that guy in the corner at Gold Gym. Like, I just keep coming here for no reason.
They basically look like Hulk Hogan and his buddies from WWF in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like they're all jacked.
Yeah, right. No, pretty much. I agree. Even the ships, though, sometimes were like a little swollen.
Well, the thing, too, is that a lot of the Power of the Force 2 ships are taken from the molds of the vintage line, of the vintage. But then the Power of the Force 2 figures don't fit. A lot of them don't fit in the, like I have Power of the Force 2 Millennium Falcon, which is basically a replica of the vintage Kenner one.
That's a little bit cooler technologically wise.
Yeah, right. But you can't even fit the Chewie and the Han from Power of the Force 2 in the cockpit. Like they just don't even fit. I
mean, they're swole. They're like, let me. Yeah. I'm gonna bench press Yoda. It's like
there's a certain charm to them. Like I actually, I took a picture of it. If you go into my feed, you'll find it. But I took the first 12 display that was from the 40th anniversary, and I recreated the first 12 with my Power of the Force 2 figures. So you see them on there, and it's the Power of the Force 2 ones. And there's just a certain charm to them because they look so interesting. They're so unique looking.
I mean, let's be honest. If they originally made the Power of the Force line in 78, there would be nothing against them. Because you go, well, they're this is them. And then we'd be picking on like, oh, Scrawny McScrawnerson, Luke, look, well, we'd be picking on those. It would be way different.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, if you want to nitpick,
right?
When you look at the original Kenner figures, and you look at the articulation on those figures, which is barely no articulation, and then you look at just a few years later how like Hasbro came out with G.I. Joe figures that had like so much articulation for such a small figure. Yeah, you can sit there and say, yeah, these Star Wars figures, man, you can't even move them. You can't do anything with them.
No, yeah.
But again, there's a certain charm to them, and that's why people love them,
I mean, look, to be honest, though, I would actually like to see someone create a 1970 or a 1980 Bespin Han in the style of an original G.I. Joe.
That would be awesome.
I would really like to see that. If anyone knows about that, let me know, because just the fact is, like, just the thought of it brings that Kenner thing. Like, I want that now. Yeah.
Like, that's what Hasbro should have done. Like, when they came out with the retro line, instead of just recreating the figures from the original Kenner figures, how awesome would it have been if they could, like, yeah, these are the retro line, but with a twist. You know?
Yeah. No, that's really true, though. That's very... Actually, speaking of retro line, with my, of course, as I always say, I have child money where it doesn't get refilled every week or after a paycheck. After Christmas, I spent my Christmas money and I bought an entire case of the retro collection Mando figures.
Oh, nice.
Those are really nice, and the Grogu is the one I can't wait for.
When do those actually ship? Like when do those actually come out?
May, June, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's coming soon. I know it's soon. And then
I missed out on pre-ordering those. I was on the fence about it.
Yeah.
But because man, those look really cool. Now, are you gonna just display them, or are you gonna rip them open?
Okay, bit of both. I cut open the tops to preserve the bubble, but I cut it open at the very top, so I just take them out. But I'm hard pressed, to be honest, because they're going to be beautiful. I haven't seen the card backs yet, because I don't think they released the card back art.
Yeah, they didn't show the card backs, but I'm sure they're going to be awesome looking.
Yeah, and like Quill looks so good, but little Grogu and Mando are the two that I want the most. And the other thing about that is,
well, plus the Cara Dune figure is going to be like super rare now.
I know, that's it. You know, they almost canceled that one. Welcome.
Yeah.
This is actually one of my good friends, real life friends, Emmy. She's also a Star Wars. I think everyone here actually, but she's specifically one of my closest Star Wars friends. So,
Nerklahoma says escape hatching them. So you cut the top of the bubble.
Yeah.
And so they can slide out like they're coming out of the carbonite.
Yeah, it's like, hey, come out the back way. You know, like you don't want to cut the entire thing off, you know.
Well, I've not done that. What I've done with the few figures that I've actually have opened from the vintage collection line, what I just kind of like I cut around it so the bubble just kind of comes right off, and I keep the card back because I think the card backs are just kind of cool just to have. Like, I would love to find like some kind of binder page where you can actually like maybe fit 2 card backs in there and have them like in a book or something.
You know, that
would be kind of cool.
I mean, to be honest, I've had that same thing. I've done the same thing where it's like, what have I done here? I actually have a card back that I did that with. I think it's this. No, I actually did something different with this. With this one. Oh, see it?
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in. I actually cut it open so it's like a flap.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, see, that's smart. I should probably do that instead.
It works
because I have a bunch of Mando figures that I got, and I definitely want to open them with the boys, and I want to do it on camera because they love doing unboxings.
Right.
So I think what I want to do is what I might do is actually pre-slice them, and then I'll do an unboxing with them so that we can fully take them on and play with them. Because my mindset now is, you know, we're actually planning on moving, God willing, in a couple of months to our first real like house.
Oh, cool.
So I'm looking forward to having like a Star Wars room that I can actually have shelves up and display everything. And one of the things I want to do is I want to create like little displays. So when the boys are not playing with them, all the Mandalorian stuff is going to go on this shelf. And I can't wait to I can't wait for them to come out with like a Bo-Katan in the 3 3/4 inch vintage line. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you see they just launched IG-11.
IG-11, yeah, like we're getting IG-11 or Fennec. They come out with a Fennec in 3 3/4. That'll be cool.
With how detailed Vintage Collection is, I want her stomach to actually open.
That would be awesome. Like the C-3PO. There's a C-3PO Vintage Collection where you can like literally take pieces off of him.
I like that one a lot. And also, there's a Vintage Collect. Is it Vintage Collect? There's one that I know of. I forgot the figure though. It's not Vintage Collection. It's a prototype Boba Fett. It's a Ralph McQuarrie figure that I didn't know was Ralph McQuarrie, but now I do. And like, it's the weirdest thing. Like this is a stomach, and a gun comes out like this, and you can put it back. It's the weirdest thing.
There was a while, for a hot minute, I was so tempted, and I was always looking through on eBay and Macquarie and on Let Go, and I was always searching for the Macquarie concept figures. I was kind of obsessing over them, and I kind of wanted to have all of them.
I want them.
But they're so it's hard to like, you know, they're up there in price.
Actually, you know what? Let me grab something really quick. Speaking of Macquarie figures, I forgot I have this. Let me see. Oh, sorry, all my Vaders. I just knocked down all my Vaders like dominoes, but it's worth to show this. 'Cause I don't know if I've ever shown this.
That's cool. Yes, I've. That's a really cool set.
This one I got for like $5 at WonderCon.
Oh my gosh, $5. That's crazy.
It was last day closing. And if you notice here, this is the Star Wars Celebration 5 sticker that someone peeled off.
Oh,
or just came off. And it's actually, yeah, look, there it is. And then I wanted this set for so long, and someone goes, oh, and you know, when you're like at convention stuff, like if you've ever been to one, or at least for me, I usually put it in front of me like no one's gonna touch it. You know, it's in front of me, they know. But the person goes like, oh, this is nice, and puts it back. I'm like, mine. I was like, I was holding it like this then. I was like, I didn't take it from, I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting that. And they're like, oh, cool. And they put it back, you know? And I was like, okay, I should hold this.
Yeah. I have the Snowtrooper concept, McCory concept figure.
That's really nice.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I have like tons of stuff in like a bin upstairs. I think I also have the concept Boba Fett.
Oh, that's a nice one.
The McCory one, yeah. Really and this, or is it this the concept? Yeah, the Boba Fett. Because the one I don't have is the concept Stormtrooper that has like a lightsaber.
Oh, and the shield.
Yeah, and the shield. Yeah.
You know what will forever bug me? One of the comic book stores near me had the set, right? But here's the bummer thing. After a while, them being on the shelf, they took them for themselves and they put them in the back wall for themselves to look at. I'm like, damn. And I asked, are you guys going to sell them? I'm like, no, sorry. I'm like, but they're on the peg.
Oh, boy.
Like,
the Vader figure is also really cool looking.
It was Vader and the Stormtrooper and Luke.
Oh, wow.
The three best ones on their wall. I'm like,
but that's a great find for $5 that you got there. That's awesome.
No, yeah, I was really happy about it. Actually, Galactic Toy Photography asked the question. If you pick any Star Wars background character to get their own movie or TV, who would it be? Ooh.
Background character to get their own movie.
Would Admiral Akbar be a background character? I don't think so.
No, I think he's kind of important.
Yeah.
He's kind of important.
Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba. That would be interesting.
Well, you see, here's the thing. It would need to be a character that speaks basic.
Right. That's true.
Now, if it didn't matter and you can have a movie that's completely subtitled,
right?
I would say Nine Num.
Oh, that's true.
You know, Nine Num has a lot of stories to tell. I mean, he made it all the way to the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, right? And then he blew up, I think.
Did he make it? I think he survived.
I want to say he did. No, but there's someone that I know I would like to see, but I can't remember. Like, to be honest, Jabba's Palace is chock full of so many different people that you could have your own movie by. Yeah. You know? I mean, you know, technically, if you're going by 1977, you could say Boba Fett, because he was a background character.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like Squid Head.
That's true.
Of course, Jesse, Rancor, and the Rancor Keeper.
The Rancor Keeper.
Yeah, why does it sound like a old like band? Please welcome the Rancor and the Rancor Keeper. That it sounds like that. I don't know why. That's just funny. The
Rancor Keeper, you know, the dude, my headcanon tells me he had a family, and his marriage fell apart because he spent so much time and so much money on this Rancor.
Yeah,
you know, and then so like by the time we see him in Return of the Jedi, this is all he has, man.
Yep.
It's just a Rancor, you know. Jabba's paying him, minimum wage. And he's training this Rancor to make sure, to be his, to be his muscle in that pit. And so when Luke kills that Rancor, man, he didn't just kill the Rancor. He killed this poor guy's hopes and dreams, and the only thing he had left.
Yeah.
You know, his whole family walked down on him because, you know, it's a tragic story, the Rancor Keeper.
Yeah, and then she was like, the wife was like, "You're spending too much time with the Rancor."
Right, you know, he didn't
You're
spend
never
time with his
home.
kids. He missed like all of his kids' soccer games. You know,
There was Rancor traffic. That's what it was.
And he used to be like the star athlete in high school, the Rancor Keeper. I mean, he was six pack and everything, and you know, he let himself go. His life became consumed by the Rancor.
Yeah. And then he,
you know, so that
yeah,
there's a lesson for life. You know, don't be consumed by the Rancor.
No. Hashtag don't be consumed by the Rancor.
Yeah.
No, oh my gosh. Well, I know it's getting late near you, and I know it's getting late near me. As usual with every one of my guests, I could talk for hours and hours and hours. Just a special thank you for being on this late at night for you.
Yeah, this was awesome, man. This was an honor. I don't get to do this that often. As you know, I'm a tired dad. So so this is fun. This is cool.
No, I really liked it. All week I looked forward to like just saying hey and talking Star Wars. I love that I'm having this outlet to talk to people like you.
Yeah,
all
definitely.
This. I
just
want
man.
to thank you. And where can we find you on social media? And what other social media do you have?
So before I say that, Jesse, I'm not hating on the Rancor. I'm just telling the story. I mean, this is canon.
Yeah.
You know, you got to do your homework.
Hey, you've got Toy Masters.
You know, so you can find me here on Instagram, Jedi Toy Masters. You can check out my own personal account, which is the Maurice Mercado. And if you go to my page, Jedi Toy Masters, there's all my other Instagram handles are on there, like my wife's, myself. And then if you click the link in the bio, that takes you to where the podcast is, where the YouTube channel is, and all that good stuff. You know, there's the link to the TeePublic if you want to be cool and have a Jedi Toy Master t-shirt or a hoodie or whatever. And yeah, man,
that's stickers.
Yes. I'm actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I think the stickers are a little bit overpriced on the TeePublic. They're really nice. So I'm trying to find a different vendor to do stickers. But I do have a bunch of these patches. These are like the iron-on patches that I am going to be selling. This was actually an idea we had before the pandemic, which was to have a bunch of patches made and actually sell them as a fundraiser because we wanted to save up as a family to go to Galaxy's Edge. So we thought, well, maybe we can sell these as like a fundraiser and say, hey, if you want to see us at Galaxy's Edge freaking out as a family, support the cause, you know? So, but I'm going to get around to doing that.
Cool. Well, everyone keep an eye out for that because I'll contribute to the Galaxy's Edge craze. That's super cool. I like I said, I love the design and everything. I think it's so cool.
I mean, listen, I can guarantee this. And when the day comes that we as a family go to Galaxy's Edge, I will document it. I will live stream it. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be on Instagram. And I can guarantee this. You will see me cry like a baby in front of the Millennium Falcon. Like that's going to happen. That's just going to happen.
I can see that, and I can definitely agree that will happen.
Yeah, so that's a guarantee I make. You know, you can take that to the bank.
Yes. No, except the thing is, you have to bring a G.I. Joe and hide it somewhere for someone to find. It's like when Jedi Toy Masters used to do that here in California. And go come to Galaxy's Edge. It's like in like some sabacc table here. It's like in a trash can.
Yeah, I will have my blue milk.
Yes.
And I might drop the blue milk when I see the Millennium Falcon. I'll drop to my knees. I mean, it's going to be epic. It's going to be epic.
The first full built one ever, officially.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you know we're also GI Joe lovers.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just got this today, so I'm like super excited for this. I mean, this is my other love, GI Joe. So if you have any GI Joe picks, share them with us, because I love looking at other people's collections, Star Wars stuff and GI Joe stuff. I think those are the two toy lines that I think are the epitome of play sets, figures, and just creating an overall universe.
Oh my God, I would agree.
You know,
I would totally agree. No, yeah. Oh, excuse me. No, this was a blast. I had fun.
Too much. You're hitting the Pellegrino a little bit too hard, Chris.
Here, wait. Well,
you got to pace yourself. You got to pace yourself with Pellegrino. There's too much minerals and metachlorians in this.
Yes, I am now the chosen one. I've had 2 cans of Pellegrino.
Yeah.
I'm the chosen one now. No, but like I said, thank you to everyone who's joined the stream. Thank you to Maurice, who has been tonight's guest. He was an absolute
thank you so much
to talk to. I can't wait to talk again.
Definitely. Anytime, man. Anytime.
Well, like I said, thank you for being on so late, because I know, I'm sure your kids might be eavesdropping going, I hear Star Wars.
Yeah, they might. I might find at least one of them roaming around upstairs.
There's going to be a Ewok roaming the halls right now.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I hope everyone had a blast tonight. I will keep everyone posted about the Kenner Corner merchandise. But until
very, very nice.
Until this launches, go check out Jedi Toy Masters.
I see I see a comment here. Check Dope Weekend's question. Is there a last question that we missed?
We might have. Oh, what Kenner card would Jedi Toy Masters like? Of which series? This is actually a really good question. I should have asked this. Of which Kenner, or of which top card series, which would you like to be made? You can DM me, or you can tell me now, or you can think about it and DM me later.
I think I might have to think about that.
In any era.
And actually, because I need to look at the cards, so I need to see them to make my decision.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. You
gotta leave them thirsty for more, Chris. Exactly. You can't give them that.
No.
So if you want to find out, you gotta tune in. You gotta stay tuned.
Exactly. No, I can't wait. Like I said, go check out Jedi Toy Masters on his page after the stream. Buy some of his merch. I want some stickers. I want to get some stickers. His design is great. But until then, everyone have a good rest of your night, and thank you for tuning in.
May the Force be with you guys.
Yes, may the Force be with you always.